Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to P4 Provider YouTube channel. Today I am pleased to announce our live video AMA session with vEMPIRE. It will be go live on YouTube and Facebook same time, and the link will be posted Telegram and Twitter as well. Let's do not waste the time and move to our live session. And Thomas and I will be the host. Dominic Ryder will be our guest. So I request Thomas, please start today live session so people can learn more about vEMPIRE.
Hello Dom, hope you are fine. Let's move to our first question and start this live EMA session. First of all, please introduce yourself and your team. How did you build such a great team? Kindly inform us.
Yes, so firstly, I'm Dominic Ryder. I'm the CEO of vEMPIRE. We've got a team of around 20 people at present. My background is in traditional finance, so I started out as a stockbroker, moved into derivatives trading, which is CFDs, spread betting, same as sort of futures and options. And then after that, I moved into wealth management, followed by venture capital, not sort of like a tech focused, looking for the next Google or Apple. We were focused on asset backed investments. So investing into businesses which had properties that we could take charge of should the trading of the business go wrong. So that sort of lent itself to virtual real estate. We've got my brother, who is the COO. We've got Jack, who's our content lead. He joined us from IOHK, which is Cardano. We've got Harvey, who's got a background in sort of the graphics and on the marketing side, marketing agency. And then we've got, a much wider team. Peter, xcrypto.com, 13 developers who've worked on even token metrics, sort of Ian Bellina's platform everyone will be familiar with. On the advisory side, we've got Johnny Kaplan. He is the host of Amazon Prime's Tech Talk. We've got Julian Bootsloop, who I know personally. He is the core dev of Curve, which obviously top 100 protocol. He also runs Blackpool NFT Hedge Fund and Stake DAO. We've got Carl Chase, who's a CEO of Paid Network and also from Master Ventures. We've got plenty of and a really good split on the advisory side, marketing for marketing, DeFi for DeFi, and sort of PR for the television side with Johnny.
All right, that's great. So Remus is your brother?
Yes, Romulus and Remus. So Mike and Dom. But yeah.
Okay.
Isn't it live?
And what about your advisor? Are they really advise you something, or they are just for show up to create some big names on the project?
Yeah, so as much as it is good having the names there to back us waiting, but no, I originally met Julian through Quentin Milne. So he's not as well known as Julian, but he is the CEO of Stake Capital. So Stake Capital is the sort of fund behind Stake DAO, Blackpool, just Julian's business. He's a CEO of Stake Capital. I was good friends with the COO who introduced me to Julian. In fact, Stake Capital were the first people to ever read the vEMPIRE white paper. So yeah, definitely got strong relationships there. Kyle and Johnny speak to all the time. Only met them through sort of crypto. I didn't know them before like I did with Quentin and Julian. In regular contact with these advisors rather than just having them on the website.
Really appreciate your honesty. So please give us detailed introduction about vEMPIRE. Where did you start all these things and its current activities running right now? And also update us about your partnership, vEMPIRE partnership with different projects.
Yeah, so I always introduce us as the first ever layer 2 Metaverse protocol. So rather than being a metaverse token ourselves, we are built on top of and around existing metaverse and game fee protocols. So we're a mixture between sort of metaverse, gaming, and DeFi. So we are like how Polygon is built on top of Ethereum, we are built on top of and encompass all of these other protocols. So the benefit for the user with this is that, you know, virtual land and real estate is already, you're talking at least 5 figures, at least $10,000 just for one singular parcel within these metaverses. So which one do you pick? You know, do you want to tie up your liquidity in an asset that's a liquid? There's so many different things to think about. So with Vemp, by buying Vemp and staking it onto our platform, you don't need to just put all of your eggs in one basket. You get profits from over 10 different metaverses and over 100 different NFT protocols that we ourselves have exposure to. So we give everybody a chance to take advantage of the metaverse without having to purchase the land yourselves. So that's our sort of core proposition with the metaverse token and gaming token staking platform. We are on BSC, Pancake, as well as Uniswap for ERC, and we have a BNB staking pool. We have Vemp staking on the BSC side. On the ERC side, we've got Ethereum, we've got ERC Vemp staking, AXS, Starlink, Sand, Mana, and we're adding more all the time. So that's the metaverse token staking. Alongside that, we have our play to earn game, which is set to be out within the next 2 weeks, perhaps sooner, but we'll see. So I thought it was important that, you know, having all of these assets across, you know, Sandbox, Decentralized, we want to have something that could tie it all together. So, you know, what is it that brings, you know, nations together in the real world? It's always sport and games, whether that's the Olympics, World Cup, you know, cricket. So we wanted to have our own game for bringing all of our assets together and hosting tournaments across the metaverse. So that's why we also have our trading card game, vEMPIRE, the beginning. The NFTs are out on OpenSea now. The collection is called vEMPIRE, the Founding Soldiers.
All right, that's great. So to be very honest, I'm personally following your project since its launch, and its value has been really fluctuating. Currently, I think it's on 0.09 or something. So what do you predict for the future? Any special advice for your personal investor and your community, as well as for me?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you know, yeah, pretty much everything got a hit with the current sort of geopolitical risk, let's say. I mean, if you take a read of our quarterly report, I'm sure it will be sort of shared, you know, in the description or what have you. You'll see that it's strange, you know, talking about my background in sort of asset-backed investing. When you're investing into a property in the real world or property fund, you have the fund price and then you have the NAV price. So the NAV is the net asset value. So the reason why when you have, you know, huge events like COVID or in the UK, we had Brexit, as soon as you have those, you find that property funds gate their investments to withdrawals. And the reason they do that is because the fund price is not related at all to the net asset value. So what that means is that the price, which is controlled by humans, immediately tanks, it goes down because everybody is selling, but the net asset value remains. So you're left with a position where they need to gate because they don't want to have to sell assets in order to give people the redemptions just because they're panicking. So this represents an opportunity to buy in at a value that is cheaper than the assets. And that's what you'll see in our quarterly report. Our market cap right now is 16 million, and the value of all of our NFTs, if you measure them by the floor price, is 22 million. If you include the VEMP staked on our platform, that takes us to 30 million. And if you include our liquidity at 5 million, that takes us to 35 million. And our market cap right now is 16. So in the normal world, obviously people look at fundamentals, but in crypto, it's still very hype driven. So what this means is that you can take advantage of opportunities by being clever. As the crypto market evolves, traditional valuation metrics will come over as well. So it's only a matter of time until the market sort of grows up. You know, right now having the word INU behind your token makes it super valuable. People just FOMO into it. But as the market develops, people will look for opportunities where the market is not valuing something correctly. That's what they look for in the stock market, where something is too cheap compared to its market value. And that's what you have with vEMPIRE right now.
Okay. So in the recent time, vEMPIRE launched its game and SHIB NFT as well. Please give us detail about it. What's the motive behind its initiative?
Yeah, so as I touched on earlier, the game itself is to give an additional layer of staking to the protocol, as well as linking up all of our metaverse assets. So we wanted a sport that we could play, you know, a hobby that we could play across multiple metaverses. But when you stake VEMP, you are given in return XVEMP. Owning this allows you to get gifted all of the profits from the platform, so getting exposure to the whole metaverse, like I said previously.
Yeah.
But with XVEMP, you can further stake that. Bear with me here, it might get complicated, but so XVEMP can be staked to XSVEMP. So
Yeah.
that are battle tokens. So that is what you use to fight against and play against other players within the game. So if you win XSVEMP, you can convert that back to VEMP and sort of, you know, sell your winnings or restake it. So every layer we're offering the opportunity to compound your returns. So if you stake your metaverse tokens onto our staking platform, you earn a yield in VEMP and the token that you've staked. You can then stake that VEMP into our DAO and earn interest on your interest. You can then have that interest earning for you within the game. And then the winnings, you can stake those again. So how our protocol works is it's not just a case of sort of, you know, staking something, getting paid.
So it's a whole cycle.
Yeah, exactly. So the compounding effect and the sort of, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Really getting complicated.
Yeah, it's the word I'm looking for. It's like it just constantly exponential growth of interest, because if you're getting paid 50% to stake one thing, and then you're able to stake that 50% interest and earn 20% interest on your 50% interest, and then on your 50 and 20% interest, you can earn a further 20% interest. The compounding effect, and it just grows exponentially. So every layer is designed to keep VEMP within the platform and to grow the value of the VEMP that you're personally holding. So it's complicated, but once you fully understand it, the opportunities it brings are astronomical.
All right, that's great. We will share PDF in the link as well, so people get better knowledge of this. So let's move to our last question. What are the future plans for the vEMPIRE? Kindly inform us.
Yes, so in the roadmap, you'll see, I think we're probably able to complete this one a bit quicker. I spoke to Michael Wagner from Star Atlas a few weeks ago. He was very keen on vEMPIRE, loved the idea, and as long as we pass their internal due diligence, then they're more than happy to co-market our Star Atlas staking pool with us. So that will include a bridge to Solana. As well as that, we're having conversations with multiple other layer 1 blockchains who are very keen to have vEMPIRE build on them, like Neo, for example. Having vEMPIRE on a layer 1's chain means that we will be consistently providing demand for assets across those chains. So, for example, once we're on Sol, we'll be consistently buying Solana NFTs. Once we're on Neo, we'll be consistently buying Neo NFTs. So they see the benefit of having us on their chain, and they're willing to pay us just to build on them because they know that we provide demand and they can attract better metaverse protocols just by having us on their chain. So we're finding that extremely bullish that sort of layer 1s are coming to us to build on them. Alongside that, we're going to have even more strategies. We're always talking to exchanges as well, just making sure that the terms are good for our existing investors before moving forward. So there's plenty in the works. Some of our investments, they haven't fully come to fruition yet. So you'll see by the quarterly report where we were buying assets in Sandbox back in September. We were buying those for $50,000 for a 3x3 estate. Now, when all this hype took over was when Facebook rebranded to Meta, and that was at the end of October. So the estates we were buying for $50,000, those are worth $500,000 easy now. And we have prime locations. We're in the center with neighboring Animoca brands, and we were picking these up for 10% of what they sell for now. And that's because we were early. So by buying VEMP and staking VEMP, you are getting access to the assets that we were buying 10 times as much as they are now. So you're effectively coming in and you're getting that exposure because we haven't sold those assets yet. The reason we haven't sold them is because, logic would dictate they're going to rise even more in value because there's even more scarcity. And with Metaverse, yes, the overall market may drop, but what is the time frame until the next Facebook Metaverse update, until Apple comes out and says something on the Metaverse, somebody else builds something? The Metaverse certainly isn't over. It's only just begun. And the hype that started, it's only going to get larger as more and more stuff comes out and more companies get involved. You saw, was it with the Activision purchase, I think it was 10 billion, I believe, that they spent on that. So that gives you a sign of the money that's being chucked around in this area. And yeah, as I say, right now, the investor has an opportunity to be clever because you can, rather than sort of investing into a meme coin that, it doesn't have any assets. It's very rare in a protocol and in a crypto to actually invest in assets. You're investing most of the time in a concept, in an idea, or sometimes just in a meme. But in reality, you can gain exposure to so many different metaverses and so many different profit avenues. And you're getting in at a price that's, more than 25% below the net asset value. So that's the proposition you have with vEMPIRE. The reason why, we're at discount to market is purely just down to a new concept is harder to understand. If you take a look at Axie, for example, people think they launched and they just went up, 1,000 times overnight, but they were around for around 9 months before the hype kicked in. And the reason why,
things take time.
Yeah, the reason for that is nobody understood it because it was brand new. And we have this very, very rare opportunity with vEMPIRE in that because we aren't a metaverse, we're not, stuck like all of these others. If you take mana out of Decentraland, it's just another token. It has no utility. Sand out of Sandbox, again, no utility outside of Sandbox. But because we are built on top of all of these, we have the rare ability to be flexible. So as and when the next most hyped protocol comes up, we can add a staking pool. If a new blockchain comes up, a new layer one, we can bridge over to them. We can add the pools there. So we can follow the hype and follow what's hot. We don't have to be stuck like Decentraland and Sandbox. We can evolve. And you don't get that much with crypto, that ability to be flexible.
Got it. So things really take time, and we really have high hopes with you. So this session is getting long. So let's move to our community question. Please answer. This is from Samia Talib. Do you have buying back and burning feature to increase the attraction for investor and any reward for long-term holders?
So the Metaverse token staking pools at present are fully open, so anybody can come into those. But what we are integrating soon and building right now is that users have to own a certain amount of XVEMP in order to stake. So this means that the user will have to be a existing VEMP buyer and owner. So if a user would like to bypass this and get around having to own it, then they will be able to do so, but they'll have to burn VEMP as a fee in order to enter and exit the pool if they aren't an existing staker and holder. So this will implement the burn feature. In terms of buybacks, one of the more bullish things about vEMPIRE and what a lot of people don't notice is that because all of our metaverse strategies are paying out yields and profits in the token itself, when we sell Decentraland assets, we earn mana. When we sell Sandbox, we earn sand. We are constantly selling the metaverse tokens for VEMP to gift it to our DAO. So every time we get profits from our metaverse pools, we buy back VEMP with it and we gift that VEMP to the user. So we have automatic buybacks just from having our metaverse token staking. And alongside that, then you do have the opportunity in terms of long-term holders, like I said about the compounding your rewards over and over. So the longer you're with us, the more that you'll be able to compound your rewards.
So I should be happy.
Yeah.
So exactly. Here is next question from Natalia. Actually, she has very cool question. NFT is very popular trend nowadays. Are you pretending to catch this trend, or are you still focusing on your original roadmap?
Yeah, I mean, well, it depends. NFT is so wide; it covers so many avenues. Technically, by NFT, yes, we have our trading cards, which are our own collection of NFTs. We also have every NFT that we own within all of our token staking pools. We do. Here's a little bit of alpha, actually, exclusive for people. We are looking at releasing a new collection, which won't be a trading card either. So it's completely new and separate. So we will be actually launching a new collection. So you'll find out about that in the next few weeks.
That's great. So here is the next question from Anam. Can you explain what is virtual real estate? You mentioned in the website as well. What can we do with this real estate, and in what game it is so valuable?
So virtual real estate is just that. It is land or property assets within a metaverse. So these are built within different protocols. So, for example, you can't put Decentraland land within Sandbox land. At present, that functionality isn't there. So they hold value within their respective metaverses. The reason why they have value is that there's only a certain number of lands in existence. And there's only so many in good locations. And all of these things, just like how if you buy a house on the waterfront or by the beach, it's more valuable than, in the middle of the countryside. These things matter as well in the metaverse. So that would be sort of where the value is with sort of virtual land and real estate. Virtual real estate, that covers sort of land as well.
Got it. So thank you, Dom. We really have honored to have you on our platform. Thank you for keep in touch with us. Our community also love vEMPIRE, so stay in touch with us. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Definitely. Thanks so much.
Good luck.